Say hey kitty. Hey my city cat. Hey hey. So I feel like that the chip in the cards is definitely like some kind of tracking device, and that the chip in the cards to me seems like something really evil. And ain't it weird how they just put them in there? Like, the cards were working just fine before they put the chips in the card. Like, we don't even really need it. I think what they're trying to do is trying to get us used to the chips. That way they can get us used to maybe one day probably trying to put it in our arms. Some people already have the chips in their arms, and trying to make everything electronic and not have no more paper money. I bet you what they're going to try to do is when the new president's supposed to come in, they're not going to have Hillary be president probably, or if Donald Trump is president, they'll probably say he says too much crazy stuff, and then they'll get everyone having those chips, and then people will try to revolt against, because they'll try to suspend the campaign or whatever, the presidency, and then they know people will vote, so everyone will have the chips. So then they'll turn everybody's chips off to where no one can access their money, and then everything will be all out in chaos, and then everything will go into martial law. That's probably why they have the chip. But I don't trust those chips in the credit cards or whatever, because that can't be good. Definitely. I'm glad my card don't have a chip, but that's just like a regular banking card they have. I don't even have like a credit card, but the fuck? Oh shit. But anyways, you can like tell me your thoughts or whatever in comments, and yeah. And I think they're also, oh, there's a lizard. They're also using the chips in the cards, because it was like 10 years ago, I think it was called like the VAR chip, like 2005 or something like that, maybe 11 years ago, I don't know, something like that. But they were saying that they wanted to put the chips under people's skin, right? That they had to use that to scan, like to buy stuff and everything. Like, it's a tracking device too, I think, the ones in the cards. And instead of putting the chips under our skin, they're putting it in the cards, because I think a lot of the scientists, I think that they say that we can't put that under the skin because it'll cause a lot of cancer, because of the radio frequency or whatever, the RFDA or whatever, the frequency that comes out of those chips. It messes with your skin cells and causes cancer, and you get tumors and stuff, because they said the scientists were saying that they'll get the mice from the tests, the mice would get tumors around where the chips were at on their skin, and we would get like cancer and tumors like left and right already, and it's crazy. They got it at work to where you gotta slide your card in the machine and you gotta hold it in there, and it seems like it takes longer if you don't pull your card out at just the right time. Then it'll decline the card and you're going to do it again. It's really stupid. I can tell it's evil. Something is not right with it. It's another way to try to control us, to get us used to these chips under the skin, and eventually make all the money electronic, and it controls. It's crazy. But yeah, tell me your thoughts, and I gotta go get ready for work. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.